What is going on YouTube? EDM Adam here. We have the long-awaited Kasbo album review. I've been a long-time fan of Kasbo, really since his early beginnings, like 2015, 2014. Definitely an interesting artist to kind of see how he's progressed throughout his career. Starting out with a little bit more like future-based realm. And then eventually moving into this like softer, mellow mix between like down-tempo, house, all kinds of other elements. Definitely one of my favorites, already on the wall if you didn't see that already. But let's get into the album itself. The Making of a Paracosm, a very interesting album title. Definitely sparks a little bit of curiosity. So I did some research. For those of you who are not familiar with what a paracosm is, it's a fancy word to basically describe a detailed imaginary world often thought of in like childhood. It's said that the creator of such paracosm has a deep, complex relationship with that subjective universe. In an interview Kasbo did with EDM Identity, he talked about the project in a little bit, basically saying, and I'm paraphrasing, but basically saying that he created this during the best year of his life and also the worst year of his life, so it created a wide range of emotions. You'll definitely pick up on that. And if you're wondering by now, yes, I've already listened to it. I didn't want to do a live reaction. I don't feel like this type of an album is going to be great for a live reaction, more of a review, kind of give you my thoughts as we go, so let's jump into it. So the intro track, literally titled the album, very atmospheric. When I heard this, I immediately thought, oh, this is really professional. I feel like this intro track does quite a bit to kind of preview the entire mood and just feel the entire project. Obviously, a big part of this is going to be that guitar. I feel like that's where he draws a lot of his musicianship from, and it just kind of becomes a theme throughout a lot of these tracks. The second track, Play Pretend, which could be a reference to this, you know, whole like childhood kind of universe of playing pretend. Probably me trying to be too deep. I do love the collab with Ourchives is such a clever name for an artist. With this one already being a pre-release, most of you are familiar with it, but we'll check it out. Yeah, so you have this kind of mellow 4 on the floor, shuffled percussion. So up into this point, it's very delicate, and then you get this kind of real deep, attention-grabbing bass in a second. Yeah. Nice. It's just a really well-balanced, delicate song. Alright, third track, Shut the World Out. Frida, Sundemo. Really nice. Drops a little short, but the sound, that main lead is just kind of like that distant, kind of like... Halfway through this track, I couldn't help but feel this is just kind of an authentic sound with that guitar lightly laid in there. It just seems very honest. A little more of an electronic sound. Nice sound selection though. And you got natural drums in here as well. It's like, this would be great to see live. Speaking of live sets, I did get a chance to see him live at Ultra, but they gave him the worst stage. It was like slammed in between these two like shipping containers, and the audio and everything was just clashing with a nearby set because they weren't distanced far enough apart. It was Ultra's first year at that venue, so can't really blame him. But yeah, I kind of felt like it took away. Hopefully get to see him in a better setting. Back when there were festivals. Okay, weird side note on track 4, Blur. One of my favorites, but in the very beginning, I swear I thought this was a sample of one of the Weeknd songs. If you're also an R&B fan or just pop music, the song Kissland. So those first couple notes. Bit of a darker feel to this. The melody's rather simple, but I like it. I love this loose, kind of raspy snare he drops in here. I forgot about that. A lot of natural instrumentation in this. artists I can think of that are more captivating than him. My Swedish is not the best, so I'm not going to try to pronounce this. I kind of like how the chords kind of glide. Nice. And I feel like I say this a lot when I find a track I like, but it's just mixed so well. It really is. Like, there's something to be said about that balance to where nothing's really sticking out. Everything's just kind of cohesively in its place. I love this little flanger or flanger. Never knew how to pronounce that. Tomato, tomato. Talk slow, Noomi. Nice. Like how he sneaks these like kind of glitchy kick rolls in here. Yeah, this is why I didn't want to do a reaction video, because like you just zone out listening to this. Right there. And that kind of takes this like dark turn at the end. The percussion really takes over. I think that's a little bit to signify kind of like once we go into the interlude, it's a little bit of different energy on the other end. Vitra? Is it Vitra or Vitra? Yeah, a bit more aggressive. Kind of like these like very airy bells juxtaposed with that kind of like aggressive brassy feel. Yeah, the soundscaping is just next level. So many like subtle textures. It's really only the stuff you get from somebody who's been doing this a long time, you know. Alright, we had Lune with the Vancouver Sleep Clinic. This one kind of felt like a standout track to me for sure. Maybe that's because I've had more time with it since it came out as a pre-release, but it definitely kind of has that like that extra something. Love that lead. So pretty. Yeah, this just has such a warm sound to it. A bit more of a build than most of the songs on this album. I like the fake out on the drop. Alright, another Swedish word. I looked it up. This is like supposed to be like a mythical creature, kind of like a forest nymph. Make of that what you will. Kind of plays into the whole Paracosm idea. Oh yeah. See, now this reminds me a bit of Skin, Flume 2016. You hear it. There's a lot of damp and muted percussion throughout a lot of this. Yeah, this one's definitely the heaviest on the synth work, with so much like natural instrumentation and a lot of this revolving around the guitar. I feel like this was a good change of pace, but definitely didn't deviate from the entire feel of the project. Staying in Love. Like the effects and the vocals. I could see this one being a big hit. Yup. I mean, the main lead he uses in a lot of these is similar. To be honest, I think that helps create a more wholesome feel to the album. You know, the consistent use of similar sounds, it really paints the whole picture as opposed to just like a mess of ideas. Love these little delays and echoes. It's kind of like tangy, real tangy metallic effect going on. It's cool. Alright, Show You is one we've also heard already, but I'll preview a little bit of it. I feel like this one really kind of reiterates that down-tempo, four-on-the-floor feel. That's kind of been his vibe as of late. And then that vocal sampling, definitely a very Kasbo sound. Why is that? That's interesting. I actually just noticed that. With vocal samples, vocal chops, whatever you want to call them, being so common in EDM, it's interesting how artists still find a way to like make theirs unique. Like you'll know an Odessa vocal chop. Kasbo's vocal elements are very unique. It's a nice way to keep things different. Overall, like I said, I feel like this was very authentic. A lot of natural instrumentation. That's kind of like a main theme with the guitar and a lot of the percussion as well. At times, it almost has a sense of nostalgia, which is something I used to think was not really easily communicated in music, just because like there has to be like a, you know, kind of a setting of time, but it does kind of feel like, you know, you might be watching this as somebody's like life stories playing out in the background. Very melancholy moments as well. Some upbeat, but I feel like it was 60% sad, 40% happy. Overall, a very impressive project, very cohesive, very holistic. You know, in a scene where singles are the new rage and labels and everybody wants you to have a new single every other week, having a whole album really separates Kasbo as, you know, one of the great artists out there. I'll be interested to see how he develops and continues his career. Hopefully we get shows soon. I'd like to see a live setting with some of this music. It'd be pretty cool. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, you know the deal. Stay tuned for this week's weekly react video, and I'll be putting up much more. I'm not going to say anything yet, but stay posted. Could be some interesting stuff coming soon.